Hey guys, it's GameFacer and welcome back to episode 8 of my Man.Utd career mode. Now today we're still in the January transfer window. We've still got to get in a couple more signings because if you didn't watch the previous episode, then you will have missed Hernandez leaving the club for a whopping 33 million all the way to Liverpool. And yeah, that means we need to now find a replacement for him. And again, if you did miss the previous episode, then we put in bids for Bale, Neymar and Griezmann. So 3 bids gone in there. They are fairly low bids, including like Di Maria and Pedro and just money for Griezmann. So we are trying to get rid of Di Maria and Pedro in this episode. But first of all, we have this game, which I believe will be simmed against QPR. The team I'm going to go with, I think, is actually going to be near enough this team. Maybe it'll just be the CDMs I change. And other than that, in fact, actually, Rojo's going to start this game. I'm actually pretty happy with the rest of the team. We will actually go with David De Gea in goal. That is the team I'm going to go with. It's a slightly weaker team, but I think it should be enough to beat QPR, surely. But we'll have to see how we get on. And again, let's get straight on with the game by simming it away at QPR. And they are playing a 4-4-2 formation. No doubt Charlie Austin will be playing. I doubt he has been sold on this, but let's have a look anyway. And they have scored 1 minute in. Sandro, brilliant start. Austin does start this game alongside Al-Salawi. Al-Salawi, never heard of him. Obviously a new signing. Pedro equalises, making a 1-1. 40 minutes gone, still level into the second half. Now Di Maria on, Herrera off. Hoylett makes it 2-1 for QPR somehow. 30 minutes left. And we are still losing somehow in this game. I have absolutely no idea how this is happening. We're going to skip in 3, 2, 1. And we've just lost to QPR 2-1. That's why I hate doing the away games. Well, I hate simming the away games on this anyway. That is something I need to sort out. The away thing should not make that much of a difference. Barcelona have got back to me. They are interested in the player, but they want 46 million and Di Maria. I can no way afford that amount of money, so yeah, that's not going to be happening by the looks of it. We'll go 26. Yeah, see whether they accept that. Again, it's well below the valuation, but I still think that's not a bad offer to try and get in Neymar. I've also got Bale. I've read some of your comments in the previous episode. I think there was Cabela. Who was the other player that was suggested? Shaqiri. Those are all good suggestions, but I feel like I want to get someone a bit more realistic, a bit more. By realistic, I pretty much mean they've been linked with the club. You know, Neymar, Bale are both being linked with the club. So I think that they're the sort of players I'm trying to go for. I doubt I'll be able to really get. I definitely won't be able to get both of them, but I'm hoping to try and sell Di Maria and Pedro off separately if I can, and then use that money to go towards either Bale or Neymar. I think it'll probably be preferably Bale, but again, I'm not 100% sure because I think Neymar's going to be loads more, so I'm really just going to have to see what sort of bids we get in and if we do get any bids for Di Maria and Pedro. Speaking of bids, we have got one for the left wing back, Andy Kellett. He's not really going to get in the team, is he? So we are going to sell him, and he is listed. We'll go for 200 grand as the counter offer for Rotherham, and hopefully they do agree to that and match it. Again, they're after 46 million, and is it Di Maria putting for Neymar? So yeah, it's not really going to be affordable for us at all. But for the Griezmann deal, they said the sum is too low. I believe it's worth more than that. So we are going to again put in another bid because we do need a replacement for Hernandez. We can't just let Hernandez go and then that be it. We need someone that's fast and someone that can score goals, and Griezmann really does fit that. So we're going to go 25 million. Now I think that's more of a reasonable offer. Again, they might just say, do you know what, we're not interested in that amount, it's not good enough. They might be after closer to 40, I'm not really too sure really. But we are going to sim this game against Oldham. Again, it's another game we should win. It really is against Oldham, but we'll have to see how we get on. I think it was 0-0 in the previous leg, hence why we're playing them again. But yeah, we do need to sort out the team. I'll be back in a minute once I've decided on it. Okay, this is the team I'm going to go with. It is pretty much my starting 11. I think the best possible team I can put out in terms of overall, excluding Di Maria. So yeah, it's a very strong team. It's a team I want to go out and thrash Oldham with. I feel that we do need to sim this game just because there's no point me really playing this match, and I don't tend to play many games during the transfer window just to kind of get deals done a bit more smoothly. Yeah, we should really thrash them here. We'll have to see how we get on. 1-0 after 8 minutes. Depay with the first goal of the match. That's got us off to a very good start. Half an hour gone, still winning by 1-0. Do need to try and find a second goal though, otherwise it does start to get a little bit risky going into the last few minutes of the game. Wilson on, Wilson off there for some reason. Correa scores after coming on and replacing Rooney. Guarin makes it 3-0, that's brilliant stuff. into the final 5 minutes, and it finishes 3-0. A decent result against Oldham. Not a thrashing particularly. It could have been a lot more, I'd imagine, but we've got the win and we're through to the next round. Rotherham have matched the 200 grand, that's brilliant news, and I've got a little bit of prize money from that game. I mean, a very, very little amount. Romero's not happy with his role at the club. Yeah, I'm tempted to get rid of Romero, you know. I don't think there's any point having 3 keepers that are that good at the club. It doesn't really make much sense, so I might get rid of Romero. Okay, I can't get rid of Romero, even though he's played half a season, so I should be able to, but for some reason I can't. I might just send him out on a season-long loan, something like that, so I can get in the 60 grand and get in somebody a little bit better. Well, not a little bit better, but a little bit more suited to the role I'm after, and that is very much a young keeper that can pretty much just sit on the bench. And the keeper I'm going to go for is this guy. He's not meant to be good. I'm not getting him in because he's brilliant. He's not. He's 6'6", he's tall. That's the only reason why I've got him on loan. But the reason why I need a third keeper is literally just in case. You know, it's potentially cup games. There's no point having 3 decent keepers in the squad when I'm only going to really use 2 of them. I need to get rid of Romero, and I think that'll be out on loan. I've been really impressed with Lindegaard, so I want to keep him in the team, even though he is slightly older. But that is my thinking behind that. They want 38.5 for Griezmann. That is a lot of money. I think we'll go 30, and I don't think we'll be too far off that. That evaluation now, because I think they could drop it down from 38. I think they are being a little bit pricey with that one, a little bit mean with it. So we have managed to sell 2 of our young players there that we didn't need, and we're also going to get in this loan player in. The reason why I've got him on a short-term loan is there's no point buying one right now. We've got better things to spend our money on, so 3 grand a week isn't going to really do as much damage. Juan Mata's back in training, which is fantastic news. We need another centre attacking mid in there. And I think again we'll just sim this game against Southampton. Sadly, it is another one that I will be simming, but I think I'm happy with the team at the moment, and there's no point in me playing these sort of matches when we've got deals to be done. So I am just going to, I think, go with that team. And Juan Mata isn't fit enough at all at the moment. So yeah, we'll go with that team. I basically just bought Smalling in, and everyone else has pretty much stayed the same. We should be able to beat them. It is at home, so again, it should be in our favour, but let's have a look how we do. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 formation, which should be an interesting one against our 4-3-3, but hopefully we should have enough in terms of good quality players in order to beat them. Depay again getting the first goal in this game, 21 minutes in, and it is still 1-0 with 5 minutes to go of the first half. Now into the second half, Di Maria on, Guarin off. Depay gets his second of the match, and there is less than 30 minutes to go, now 20 minutes, still winning 2-0. And can we get a third goal maybe? Depay a hat-trick possibly, and it does finish 2-0 against Southampton. A decent win, a solid win, and we managed to keep the clean sheet as well, which is even better. Brilliant news, they have accepted 30 million for Griezmann. That is what I was after, and he's a cheaper player than Hernandez supposedly, so I'm not really too sure about that one. But anyway, we'll try and get an important first team player and a 4-year deal. Hopefully they agree to that. I know important might be a little bit too strict of me there, but I think they should hopefully agree to that, or he should anyway. And I'm a bit annoyed about this Dumbia one. He said that apparently he's recently signed. He seems like the perfect player for me to join, but apparently he's recently signed. I don't really know where that's come from. He hasn't recently joined. They're just saying that for some reason. But there's also this player that was recommended to me. I think probably the first couple of episodes. I think he was said to be a really good player. He looks like a decent youngster, and he's someone that I'd like to get in. Maybe just not now. It's not really the right time. I mean, I've got in Correa, obviously. I think this guy will come in at the end of the season when Correa goes back from his loan. It kind of makes sense to do that now rather than bring him in straight away and then him not being able to play any games at all. So we'll go with that. And we'll leave the Neymar email there. You might have noticed I've left it because we just got to see what's happening with the Di Maria and the Pedro deals. Did we get any offers in or not? Let's have a look. Oh, that is very lucky. We have got an offer in from Bayern Munich for Pedro. Only 13 million. That is very disappointing for Bayern Munich. I'm going to say 20, and I reckon they'll probably counter 16 or 18, or maybe they'll just say it's not worth that much. Who knows? But we've managed to get in Griezmann 30 million, and that is a brilliant little bit of business. And he costs less than Hernandez somehow, so we'll take that really. He's the perfect sort of player. He's very similar to Hernandez, maybe slightly less pace, but still very fast and a very good finisher of the ball. Left-footed, he can also play cam and left mid, so really happy with that. It would be nice to see Griezmann in behind Rooney, as well as potentially playing alongside Rooney, so Really excited by that signing. Let me know what you think about it in the comments as well. I will read and reply as usual. And yeah, very happy with that one. Now we've got to try and sell Di Maria because it looks like Pedro might be on his way out to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich have come back and said 17 is about what they want to pay, and they don't want to pay 20 million basically. So I think 17 is fair. I'd like 18. I know you're probably thinking it's just an extra million. I think I'm going to go for 18. That is, to me, how much Pedro's worth, rather than the value of 14. So that's why I'm pushing for that amount. 18 is about what he's worth for me. Okay, now I've got a cup game against Sunderland. This is the team I'm going to put out. Griezmann starts on his debut against Sunderland. So that is the team, and it is an away match in the Capital One Cup, and it's the semi-final. So it's a little bit risky to do this, but we're going to go for it. I think the first leg might have been a 2-0 win, judging by what it says there in the recent results, but I can't remember it actually. I played that many games and sim that many games, I can't remember us playing Sunderland, so hopefully we can get ourselves a win anyway, and it would be good really if we could try and get through to the final and try and win something early on in the season. We've not managed to score yet. Actually, we have 34 minutes in, just as I say that. Schweinsteiger goes and scores. We're now in the second half, and we need to try and find ourselves a second goal. Correa comes on, Rooney off, Di Maria on, Griezmann off on his debut. And 15 minutes to go. Can we find another goal to secure the win, maybe? It's going to go right down to the final few minutes, and they've equalised. They would do, wouldn't they? Schweinsteiger got sent off for a double booking amongst all of that. The goal scorer got sent off, and they scored within 3 minutes to go. So, yeah, that is very annoying. You could kind of feel it a little bit towards the end. So, yeah, that is not particularly good, and I would imagine we do have a replay, do we? Or was that the replay? Yes, that was the replay. So we have gone through into the final now. That is brilliant news. Let's have a look at our emails. We've got the scout report back on Zurkovic, I think is how you pronounce his name. The 18-year-old. He looks a very talented player. I really like the look of him. 6'2". He's fairly fast as well for his height. 69 overall is very good also for an 18-year-old. So very happy with that one. Transfer offer in for Paddy McNair. Not really the most expensive player in the world, but we will counter 180 grand. The bid was from Millwall, and Bayern again going back with 17. They are getting a bit strict with the amount of money they want to pay, but I'm going to do that one because at the end of the day, Pedro's on 140 grand a week. That alone is enough really for me to have and try and buy someone else with. So I'm happy with that one really. They want to inform me that despite the concern around the performances, I'll continue at the helm of the club. I should hope so. I've done a really good job so far, I'd like to think anyway. As you saw a moment ago, Schweinsteiger has been suspended, and we are on to now trying to get to transfer deadline day and try and sign somebody else as a Pedro's replacement. Pedro has gone, 14.5 million added onto our budget. Millwall don't want to pay 180 grand. We will just get rid of Paddy McNair, I think, for that amount. I know it's 30 grand underneath his value, but we will go with it. Prize money for getting through to the next round of the Capital One Cup, just over 21 grand, not particularly good. And now we can move on to trying to find Pedro's replacement. I think this is going to be Pedro's replacement. I really do. I think we can get him in, but not just with money, because we don't quite have enough to get Bale in with money. We need to include Di Maria. He has to go in this transfer window. I'm not going to use him on purpose. So yeah, we're going to try and use his value in order to get him out and off to his old club, Real Madrid, where he came from. So we are just going to go for 20 million and Di Maria, but obviously we can change the wage because we don't need that much to try and sign Gareth Bale. And other players that I'm interested in, I'd like to think Neymar I'm interested in, but again, they want around, which helps us out a lot because that leaves us with 33 million and Di Maria in order to try and get him in before transfer deadline day. Real Madrid have said they are interested in the player, but they want 48 million on top of that. Paddy McNair's also being sold as well. As a quick side note, yeah, the Di Maria thing, I think I'm going to keep Di Maria in the deal, but I obviously can't afford to pay, was it 48 million, were they saying? Yeah, 48, that's a little bit too much for me, so we will go 30 million, I think 30, we've upped it by quite a lot there, so we're getting near, I think, to the value that they'll actually accept. Korea want me, we are just going to reject that one. Again, it keeps on stalling when I get to the accept offer bit. I don't want to accept that. Romero is going on a season-long loan to Granada FC. I'm happy about that one, to be honest. It's a good little bit of business so he can get some more money on the wage. Real Madrid is still holding out for 48 million. We don't have that amount. We're going to go for our probably final bid here, 36 million and Di Maria. That works out at what, 59 million for Bale? It could be an interesting one. We're also going to put in another bid for Neymar because we may as well now. We've got the right amount of money, and that's going to be Di Maria, and it's also going to be, I think, 35 million. So it's going to be 1 million less. It's not much of a difference, but it's just so that if we don't get Bale in, we might have a chance for Neymar. Okay, we've got to game against Crystal Palace now. It's in the Cup. We are going to change the team around slightly because there's a few little energy problems. Matters not got fully fit at the moment. Schweinsteiger's obviously suspended, so I'll be back in a minute once I've decided on the team, which can hopefully beat Crystal Palace, and I believe it's a home game. Okay, because I'm simming the game and I'm basing it on overalls, I have started Juan Mata, because I don't really have anyone of an adequate replacement. I could do Yana, I suppose, yeah, we'll put Januzaj there actually, I think that's fair. He is still 77 overall, so that's pretty decent. Griezmann anyway in behind Rooney, and that is pretty much the team I've gone with. Jones comes into the side as well instead of Rojo. And yeah, I think that's going to be a good enough team to beat Palace. We're at home. Let's see how we get on. Palace beat Chelsea, obviously. But yeah, let's see whether we can beat them, and that would mean we're better than Chelsea. Yeah, kind of, in a way. Even though I've got a different team. But Lassie scores 1 minute in. This is happening so often now. We've conceded first, and yeah, 1 minute in. How do you manage that? Really, we're 1-0 down. We're nearly into the second half. Keane's missed a penalty for Palace, which is good for us. And Di Maria on, Januzaj off. 30 minutes to go. We're still losing in the FA Cup. Di Maria equalises. He might be on his way out as well. Let's skip, and we drew the game 1-1 somehow. Does that mean I have to play them again? I think it does. We're probably going to have to play Crystal Palace again, which is not good. We're not helping ourselves out here at all. I know I've been simming a lot of the games, but I just do it really in the transfer window, so it's not something I can particularly regret. We are, I think, 2 points ahead of second place at the moment in the league, so we're doing pretty well on 49 points. Let's see what comes back from those transfers. Yeah, it's not good. They still want 48 and 46. It's not good at all. We need to find some money from somewhere, and I don't know how we can because we've pretty much sold everyone that I'm interested in selling. We just need a bid in for Di Maria or Daley Blin or someone like that. I'm not really too sure what else I can do now other than wait for a bid. I have a feeling I might not even get any bids in for either of the players at the moment, so it's not looking too good. We've got 6 hours to go, still no emails. Ideally we need maybe 4 hours to get the deal done. So yeah, it's not looking good for a big name for this moment in time anyway. Can I get in somebody else though that's going to be cheaper and easier to get in? We're going to have to start looking, I think, at other players. Okay, I believe Royce was suggested. I don't know if I've made that one up. I'm pretty sure I saw him in the comments. I can't remember if that was for Wolfsburg or Man United, but Royce could be an interesting one. I'm pretty sure I saw him. So we're going to go for a bid, and again it's going to involve Di Maria because we need to get rid of him. There's no point having someone like him still at the club, and I think Di Maria's worth 23, isn't he? So that would mean 25. We'll go 26 just for good luck, and see what's Dortmund say to that bid basically for Royce. I'm also going to try and get Hazard in. Again, this might be a little bit ambitious. 20 million and Di Maria, that's 43. I think they're going to want a little bit more, aren't they? We'll go 53, and that is my final bid really for Hazard. I won't be able to put in any of the bids. We're just looking for someone that can play out wide and do a decent job, but we need them to be world class. It needs to be a very talented player in order to play there. So we are struggling in terms of BPL players. I might have to look a little bit further afield. We're also going to put in a bid for Aubameyang as well, just so we're kind of covered over everything here. I'm not really too sure how much he's worth. We're probably going to have to overpay a little bit because we are getting into the final few hours, and I think it's only right that the club can really receive a bid that's a bit more than what he's worth. So we've gone 18 million. Again, not really too sure how much he's going to be worth, and he can play striker as well if needed. So that will be a good little bit of business, but whether they will accept 18 million, I'm not really too sure. But we are, I think, just going to have to sim a few hours now because I can't think of any other players that really fit what I'm after. They need to be fast, talented, and a right winger really. So I can't really think of any. I might just quickly check the Spanish league and see what sort of players they have to offer. I'm going to put in a bid for one of the suggested players, which was Shaqiri. Now, I know I said I was going to look at the Spanish league. I couldn't find any bid that really fit what I was after, other than Pedro, which obviously I just sold. So we're going to try and get in Shaqiri. Now, the reason why I'm going for him is because I'd rather get in somebody than nobody at all. And he can play centre attacking mid, left mid, and right mid. So we're covered in that sort of sense. We are just going to put in a bid. Again, 16 million. I'm going to go right in between the value of him, really. and hopefully they do accept that if we don't get any of the other players. Okay, I think I've put in enough bids now. There's 5 hours left. That surely should be enough to get one player in 5 hours. I can't see us not being able to get anybody at all here. Dortmund said they're interested in the player, but they want 33.5 and Di Maria. So we're going to go 32. It's a lot of money. It's probably overpaying. I can't believe that they've all been unacceptable. How has that happened? They're interested in the player. They want 42.5 for him. Again, we can't pay that sort of amount. We're going to go 35. We're not going to get anybody. I thought we would actually get one of them. I thought the Shaqiri one would be accepted, to be honest. They want 19.5. Now they're just getting picky. We are just going to have to match that, so that if the worst comes to worst, we can at least get one player in. And Stoke want 18. They don't want 16, they want 18. 2 million more. 4 hours now. This is not looking good. We need something accepted now. Finally, Dortmund accepted the bid for Marco Reus. I've forgotten what it was for now. 32 million and Di Maria. We're going to go 3-year deal, crucial first team player. This will be the sort of world-class signing that we need to try and get in. Chelsea have said they were wanting 42.5. We can't match that. There's no point going on with that. They have accepted the Aubameyang deal, Dortmund. I can't put in a contract offer because we don't have enough wage at the moment. Now we do. We're going to go with a 3-year deal. And again, I think we'll go important first team player. I don't want to overcommit how much of a game he would get if he does join. 18 million for Shaqiri I think is pretty ridiculous, but we are going to go ahead with it anyway. 4-year deal, 60 grand a week. He wants 90, I'm not going to give him that. And we'll go important first team player. I think he's 80 or 81 overall. I'm not 100% sure. So it's a lot of money for a player that isn't world class. He's very talented but not world class. Going into having only 2 hours left. We've got a lot of emails back though. Transfer offer in for Di Maria from PSG with 2 hours to go. This is ridiculous. I'm going to look at the other offers that I've put in, and it might just be the case I accept one. In fact, I can't counter offer now because, oh wait, let me just check something. Yeah, with us having 2 hours left, I don't think I can counter offer, because if I counter offer now, and if they were to accept that, then the money would only come through when the hours are finished, which would be when the transfer window ends. So I've got no choice but to reject that now. And that means that Di Maria may well be staying at the club. I don't really want to let him go for 23.5 million. It's not that great, really. And look at these bids. We've got them all accepted. The contracts have been accepted completely now. Is there any chance I could get in Marco Reus and another player? I might have to see what we can do. I doubt it, really, with the amount that the other two are going to cost. So, yeah, we're just going to have to go with one player, I think, here. And it's tricky, because I want all three, really. I can't afford all three. A lot of people are probably thinking Reus, just so then I can get rid of Di Maria. I think I'm just going to accept it. 32 million and Di Maria. It's a lot of money, but it's for a player that I'm going to use. I'm not using Di Maria at the moment, so we're going to go with that. Again, Reus isn't an out-and-out winger, but I don't really think we've got much choice other than to sign him. Could I get in Shaqiri? I can't see myself having 18 million and 60 grand a week. Sadly, the Aubameyang deal can't be done, so we are just going to reject that one. And I'm very doubtful that the Shaqiri one will happen. Yeah, I just needed an extra 15 million, and then I've been absolutely fine to sign him. I'm kind of happy about that one because, to be honest, it was a lot of money for him. 18 million isn't cheap for for a player of his quality, so we are just pretty much going to announce him the next 2 hours, and that is going to be it for the transfer window. It's been an interesting one. We've managed to get Griezmann for a price that is less than Hernandez, apparently, and Reus for a price that is less than Hernandez, obviously individually, not both of them together, but I still think that's a very good piece of business for both of those individual players, considering Hernandez we got 33 million for, and we've now got rid of Di Maria, so I can pretty much use everyone in the squad now. Let's have a look at the business that I've done. Players in 62 million, and that's only on 3 players as well, and the 2 of those players were the 62 million. It was just the keeper I've got in on loan, really, and I've got a lot of players out, as you can see there. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. 50 million we've managed to get in. We've only actually spent a net of 12, I think, or something like that, so that's pretty decent. We've left ourselves with a little bit of money, which probably won't get carried over into the next season, but we've got money left over anyway for new contracts and things like that. And that is the end of the transfer window, and there was a total of 159 million spent on deadline day, apparently. De Gea is happy with his role at the club, which is good news, and that is going to be it for this episode. Sadly, I've not managed to play a game. I've been doing a lot of transfers, so that is pretty much the reason why. I don't think I'll have time to play the Crystal Palace one, so I'll do it in the next episode. Sorry if this was a little bit shorter than usual. I'm not 100% sure. It's difficult when you're in the transfer window because I do a lot of talking because we're not playing that many games, and that tends to be where I don't talk as much. So let's see what sort of episode length this one is. But anyway, guys, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this one, please go hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe as well. That'd be really appreciated. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching and goodbye.